Section 3 is about audit trail. In this section, we shall discuss how to carry out effective audit trails. Audit trail is defined as a systematic approach to collecting evidence based on specific samples that the output of a series of interrelated processes meet expected outcomes. In practice, the audit trail is carried out as a result of sampling, as we did it in objective evidence collection section. Sometimes the auditor observes such things that have significance for the audit outcomes and may lead to a non-conformity, but the situation itself is not a non-conformity at this stage. This situation, however, is alarming in the context of management system implementation and its effectiveness, and therefore the auditors carry out further investigation. For example, in the previous exercise in which the workers were in close proximity with the cutting blades of a machine, this scenario itself was not a non-conformity, but required that auditor must follow an audit trail to see if there were any accidents while working on that machine. The extent of further investigation depends on the significance of the foreseeable non-conformity and the time it may take to collect the objective evidence. In next slides, you will be given some situations in which you have to decide if the presented situation is an objective evidence for the non-conformity at this stage or further investigation needed. If the further investigation shall be required, you have to mention what shall you as an auditor ask or review further and why. Please read through this slide. Scenario 1. During the document review, you notice that there is a deaf person hired in technical trade by the organization. Do you think this is a non-conformity at this stage, or you will need to follow an audit trail? If you need to follow an audit trail, what will you do? What will be your course of action? The answer is given on the next slide. Scenario 2. During the document review, you notice that all workers of paint shop have carried out same training, although they have different roles and responsibilities and are exposed to different hazards. Do you think that the scenario represents a non-conformity, or you need to follow an audit trail to confirm further? And what will you confirm? Move to the next slide to find the answer. Scenario 3. You notice that paint shop and machine shop have not achieved their OHS objectives during the year 2016. Do you think it's a non-conformity? If not, then what audit trail will you follow? Scenario 4. You notice that the remarks for manager and director are in the same handwriting in response to a non-conformity in the relevant forms. Do you think it's a non-conformity? And if not, what audit trail will you follow to confirm? You can move to the next slide to find the answer. Scenario 5. You notice that the relevant forms were not available at point of use in welding shops. Or you will follow an audit trail to identify the objective evidence for conformity or non-conformity.